Hello, you. Sorry. Hello, YouTube fans. This is Spirit Ghost Man here to act out and read a Halloween fan fiction I made up in my head just now. So, anyway, let's get started. Before we get started, this fan fiction is going to be about a wild kratts Halloween. Creepy creatures, but this time with a few add-in bonuses in it. Chris and Martin are going to meet an old friend, which is my character, of course, the Colin Spirit guy and his family. So anyway, let's get started. This story begins on the 30th of October, the day just before Halloween, and the wild kratts were trying to decide on what they should do for Halloween. Aviva suggested trick-or-treating. Jimmy suggested a Halloween party, and Chris suggested a creepy creature adventure. But Koki suggested something everyone agreed on. This is Koki's voice. I'm not very good at girl voices, sorry. Why don't we make a call to one of our friends and have him or her join us? Aviva: great idea, Koki. Martin agreed as well. Good idea. We could always call that, what was his name again? Chris. Bro, you know it was, the Ghost Man hybrid dude, right? The one who we, adopted his skeleton dog for him that one time? Martin remembers. Oh yeah, I remember now. Anyway, so, who's gonna call him? Aviva offered. I will. Meanwhile, in the next door house to Ben Tennyson in Bellwood, the Spirit/Dazzle resident's phone started ringing. Ring, ring. Adagio, honey, can you get that? Colin Spirit picked up the phone. Hello? This is Spirit/Dazzle resident. How can I help you? Aviva was on the other line. Hello. Happy early Halloween. Colin Spirit. Hey, Aviva, it's been a while. So anyway, what can I do for you? Aviva. The crew and I were wondering if you could join us for Halloween this year. You know, just for old time's sake. Colin Spirit. Can you hold on for just one moment, please? Aviva. Sure. Yo, Adagio. Do you want to come with me to, hang out with the wild kratts this Halloween? It'll be fun. Plus, I'll even let you sing and hypnotize a few villains. Adagio. Ooh, fun. Can we bring the kids too? Colin Spirit. Sure, why not? Anywho. Yes, we'd love to come along. See you later. Colin Spirit hung up the phone. Then the whole family packed up in Adagio's minivan. Colin Spirit opened his portal with his dimensional remote, and they drove through the portal and ended up in South America, next to the wild kratts turtle ship known as the Tortuga. Anywho, The Spirit/Dazzle family arrive just in time to see Martin with pumpkin on his head running around and chasing Aviva. So, Jimmy noticed Colin Spirit arriving with his family, not moms and dads or anything, but wife, kids, blah, blah, blah. This is a fan fiction. So, anyway, Jimmy, hey, how's it going? My favorite, one of my favorite people, Colin Spirit. Jimmy gives Jimmy a nuggie. How's it going, my video gaming brother? Jimmy? Won some games, teleported a few things, yeah, so on and so forth. So, where's your dog? Jack's skelling dog appeared with his little, accent. That's Jack Skelling Dog to you. Mr. Jack Skelling Dog, that is. Anyway, then Colin Spirit had introduced the rest of his family, Adagio, his wife, Alan, the boy who is now 15, blah, blah, blah. Sally, who is 10, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, back to the actual thing. Sorry. Anywho. Once everything is ready, Chris suggested, alright, we're gonna need costumes. Aviva, way ahead of you. Colin Spirit, what are they up to? Martin, I don't know, something Halloweeny. Then a light showed in the Tortuga entrance, where the brothers plus Colin Spirit's family saw the so-called villains. Colin Spirit, oh great, just what I need, a working Halloween vacation. When the steam cleared from the Tortuga HQ, they saw that the rest of their friends were in villain costumes. The Wildcat villains themselves. Aviva, Danita, and one other. Anyway. Colin Spirit, you totally got us. Nice Halloween costumes. Aviva suggested that the rest of the brothers should be the rest of the villains for Halloween, but the Kratt brothers disagreed. Chris knew just what Halloween costumes to use for the year. Creature power suits. While Colin Spirit himself, since he was in human form, didn't want to creep everybody out with his ghost form, going through walls, all that stuff. Anyway, he figured his aliens from his Omnitrix. Now that is an idea. But he couldn't figure out which one to be. Adagio, just by being the singer, wanted to be what is a good costume idea for her? Adagio scratch that. Adagio decided not to go in costume since she didn't feel like it, plus she wanted to be her self for this one night of Hallows Eve. Anywho, Alan decided to go as a wolf. Colin Spirit. Son, aren't you a wolf every day? Alan, well, yeah, it's cool. Colin Spirit, okay. Whatever you choose. So, Sally, what are you being this Halloween? Sally suggested a witch. Colin Spirit, you sure you don't want to go as an alien or as the brothers do, the creature power suit thing? Sally, nope. Okay. Meanwhile, in Zach Varmatet's plane, jet, whatever you call it, Zach was spying on what he calls the wild rats, but we always say wild kratts. Anywho, one of his spy pots, of course, got smashed by Kogi's grip, but hey, whatever. Darn it. After the brothers decided on what animal they were going to be for Halloween, Martin deciding on a Goliath tarantula. With Chris, well, the vampire bat. After that, back in Zach's plane, jet, whatever, Zach decided to get all his fellow villains, plus one not-so-friendly guest, to make a haunted house filled with scary animals. Ooh. Which, when you think about it, not really that scary if you know these animals inside out. Anywho, Zach made his calls. This is Zach Varmatek voice coming up. Hello, fellow villains. You are glad. You sure be happy that I called. The other three, not really. Then, an incoming extra call came in on Zach's computer. It was the notorious villain, Colin Spirit, the one who wanted revenge on his goody two-shoes interdimensional self. But for Halloween, he wanted to join in Zach and his fellow villains for a little Halloween shindig, if you want to call it that. Anyway, Zach Varmatek answered the call. Zach, hello? Mr. Spectre. Why, hello, fellow villains. I am the Spectre, and if I'm not mistaken, I heard that you were making a scary animal mention of some kind. I'm just asking if I'd like to, help out with this little shindig you got going on. Gourmand, I like him. Mysterious. Danita and spooky. Paisley Paver and pale. Zach Varmatek. And he wears black too. Spectre, I'm glad we agree on something. So, this is just something I already know. Gourmand's going to Africa, Paisley's going to Australia, and I guess Danita's going to the oceans. So, just my question. Where am I going? Zach, you are coming with me to South America to collect scary animals there. And you will also have a part in our Halloween genius endeavor or whatever. Spectre agreed. I'm listening. But since I want to scare some kids, should there be an extra door for me? Or should I just appear from the basement, through the floor? Zach Varmatek, whatever works for you. Spectre, I'm glad we agree on something. And speaking of agreeing, do I also get revenge on the goody two-shoes interdimensional me? Zach Varmatek, who? Spectre, you know, the half part dragon, part ghost, all those thrown into one. Kind of like me, but he's like those goody-goody wild kratts you keep telling me in your fan mail about. Well, not fan mail, but letters. Zach, yeah, I agree. They are so annoying. And the new guy is, wow. He's so powerless. Spectre, I disagree. He recently got his powers 5-10 years ago. I really lost count. So anyway, see you at the Haunted Mansion. All the villains hung up. Meanwhile, outside the Tortuga, Martin was looking for a Goliath tarantula, but instead he found some cows. Martin, but I don't want to be a moo cow for Halloween. Then Martin found not a Goliath tarantula, but a vampire bat. Then he watched the little guy feed his meal from a cow, but, because they drink blood, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, he gave Aviva the observations and suggested they should make a great Halloween surprise for Chris. Meanwhile, Colin Spirit and Chris were walking into a cave, where they found a Goliath tarantula. Anyway, Chris made the observations. And, suggested they should be a good Halloween surprise for Martin, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, back to Colin Spirit's POV. Colin Spirit, I was walking towards the Tortuga when my ghost sense went off. Colin Spirit, is it just me, or am I sensing a ghost? It's probably just me. I'll probably take care of it after Halloween anyway. Plus, it's some of the time for villains, monsters, whatever, to shine. Anyway, I am having the day off, so don't even try, Amber, Skulker, whoever's out there. Meanwhile, back in Zach's plane. So that's the new guy they're talking about. That Danny Phantom. Then, the Spectre phased through Zach Varmatek's jet floor and appeared behind him. Spectre, no, you idiot. That's Colin Spirit. Even though my first name is kind of the same as his. I'm the evil one, he's the good one. Don't you understand, Varmatek? Zach, alright, I get it, sheesh. Zachbots, bring this guy some coffee, or whatever. Zachbot, beep beep. Spectre, you have robots to do your bidding? Huh. Usually I do a lone wolf, but having minions to obey you, now that is something. Zach Varmatek, I got a question for you, Mr. Spectre, is it? Spectre, yeah. Zach, why do you sound like an evil Dracula or something? Spectre, it's the accent, isn't it? Huh. I would go with good guy accent, but that just doesn't make me sound evil, you know? I mean, this is my voice. Of course, I was a good guy at one point, but that's another story. Meanwhile, back at the HQ, Adagio scared Jimmy Z out of his shorts, and then Jimmy Z ran to the bathroom. Colin Spirit scolded Adagio for this. Honey, remember what I told you. Adagio, what? You said, you didn't say anything about scaring people. Plus, that's what some of us villains do. Well, then again, I'm not really a villain anymore, but I still like to have my fun. Colin Spirit. Right. Anywho, well, the brothers are about to activate their suits. I'm about to activate my Omnitrix for an alien. I'm just not sure. Should I go Wild Dog? Eye-Man? Nanofly? Stink Bug? I don't know. Primus? No, that'd be too big. Ooh, Cyberbot. Dinosaur. Yes. Now there's an idea. Plus, I don't want to freak anybody out. Part 1 of this story done. Okay, this is Wild Kratts Halloween, the fanfiction, part 2. So anyway, continuing where we left off. After the brothers activated their Halloween power suits and whatever, did their pose, Zack snuck aboard the Tortuga, stole the miniaturizer, consider it a trade. Meanwhile, in Zack's plane jet, Spectre was furious. I should have hung that goody two-shoes me, or at least buried him alive, if you hadn't stopped me. Zach Varmatek. That's not the plan, remember? You said you were wanting to scare some kids at our Halloween haunt? Spectre, truly noted. But I should have gotten my revenge by now. Varmatek, be patient. Meanwhile, back in the Tortuga HQ, Adagio, honey, are you gonna activate your Omnitrix to be in your Halloween costume? Colin Spirit, once we get there, have patience. Plus, you'll pretty soon scare some kids, or at least meet some of the Wildcat kids. You know, whatever. Anywho, let's get this Halloween party started. Adagio, why are you laughing like that? Me? I mean, Colin Spirit, old habits. Plus, Halloween is scary and I love it. Then, the wild kratts landed in Pumpkin Town, where the scary animal mansion is. Now, let's get things started. 3 kids, I can't remember their names, sorry. One in a chameleon costume, one in a lion costume, and another in a raccoon costume. So, anyway, they ran towards the Tortuga and saw one of 3 of the Wild Kratts team dressed as villains. And boy, this was going to be a good trick. Colin Spirit dialed up Cyberbot on his Omnitrix, then transformed into his Dino mode. And when the kids saw him in Dino mode, he let out a big roar. Then he said, "Happy Halloween!" After the trick was done, the 3 kids plus all the Wild Kratts and the Spirit Dazzle family Sally, Alan, Adagio, and Mr. Spirit walked in to the house, minus Cokie and Jimmy, who wanted to track the miniaturizer signal from the Tortuga HQ. So they went inside, and the scary animal mansion looked scary, old, and terrifying. Then, the specter phased through the floor near the entrance, turned solid, and scared the whole Wild Kratts gang, plus Colin Spirit's family. Boo. The specter then retreated to Zach Varmatek's room. Colin Spirit, Boo is not gonna cut it. And, one other thing. How in the world does a giant 70 and a half or 6-ton dinosaur bot go through such a tiny door? I can't even get through. Scrap. I should have gone with a smaller Halloween costume. Adagio, maybe you should try shrinking yourself. Colin Spirit, great idea. Computer, ask Omnitrix to shrink my dino form to human size. Shrinking now. Now get me back to normal size. Normal size activated. That's better. Then the 3 kids decided to go into the room with the cupcakes on it, which, when you think about it, looks like Gourmand's room. So anyway, they all walked in. And let's see what else. Sorry, just taking a little break here. Then what happens will amaze you. Even though the 3 baby animals, Shadow, Goblin, Goblin, and Grabsy were big, huge, humongous, whatever, the kids weren't scared. They were just, in a word, cutified. Which is not really what Halloween was about. So Gourmand got annoyed. You're supposed to be scared! What's happening here? Meanwhile, while the others, plus the Spirit Dazzle family, dealt with Gourmand, Chris searched for the miniaturizer, which was in Zach's room, with Zach Varmatek himself. After Chris retrieved the miniaturizer, he came back to Gourmand's room. Martin threw Gourmand at Chris, and then Chris's suit deactivated. Chris, oh, thanks, Gourmand. Gourmand, no thanks needed. Then, at the same time, Colin Spirit's Omnitrix timed out, right after he transformed to bot mode. Oh, scrap. Colin Spirit, oh, for Primus' sake, now I have to find another Halloween costume. This just isn't my night. Oh well. Chris agreed. Yeah, I have to find a Halloween costume as well. At least you have some aliens at your fingertips. Colin Spirit. You're right, Chris. Plus, I can't even decide on what to be right now. I mean, seriously. There's a lot of aliens to choose from. I've already done Cyber. Should I be I-Man? Wild Dog? Warren Z. Werewolf? Diamond Genius? Or should I go with Frankenstein? I'll figure something out. Anyway, after the baby animals were shrunk down to normal size, the whole crew next walked in to Danita's room, where she had a runway of doom, which, when you think about it, not scary if you know the animals. After another one of Zach's great ideas did not work, Danita and Davio left the animal mansion and, did whatever they did. I'm not sure what actually they did. Anyway, the kratts then shrank. Let's see. Tasmanian Devil, Thorny Devil. Some of all the animals back to normal size. Except for the Komodo dragon, because the miniaturizer needed recharging. So Chris decided to activate Komodo dragon powers. And anyway, Colin Spirit decided his own Halloween costume. He decided to be Warren Z. Werewolf, the werewolf alien thing. Note, Warren Z. Werewolf is a fan name for Colin Spirit's alien from his Omnitrix. Didn't want to rip off Ben Wolf or Blitz Wolf or whatever you call him from the original Ben 10 series. Anyway, let's get back to the story. After the other animals were free, well, well, Martin had to carry him in his Goliath tarantula suit. And a goblin kept on pressing his button. So Martin gently reminded him not to do that. Anywho, next, they all walked into Zach's room. Where he had a spooky creature robot. That's what I'm calling it. The labyrinth, the creature bot. Sounds like a maze. I don't want to call it that. Anyway, back to where we started. Or to where we continue. Anyway, whatever. Zach released some quote-unquote ghostly powers from his robot. But they were really just holograms. But at first, Chris and Martin were scared almost half to death. Well, not exactly, but still. Chris asks, "How do you fight ghosts?" Martin, "I don't know." Colin Spirit, "Please, they're not even real ghosts." Plus, my ghost sense would have gone off if they were. Then Spectre appeared. Colin Spirit's ghost sense just went off. Colin Spirit, right on cue. Colin started snarling. Spirit started snarling like a werewolf, since he was in his werewolf alien form. And then started attacking the Spectre, and then arrested him, and then sent him back to the ghost zone, which was done in under 2 minutes. Now, Chris announced, "We gotta save our animal friends." And, but before anything else could happen, Martin had a technical difficulties, if y'all know what I mean. Martin, "I got a little problem here, bro. Goblin reactivated me, and I'm holding so many animals." Colin Spirit, aka Warren the Werewolf. "Oh man, seriously? Huh. You don't know the half of it. One time my Omnitrix malfunctioned. Huh. Can you believe it? Huh. Then again, we had to fix it. Yeah. But hey, whatever. And Aviva, I have an idea." "Aviva, what?" Colin whispered in his ear, Warren the Werewolf whispered in Aviva's ear of his little idea. Then Aviva ran off, put on her Zach Varmitek costume, and tricked Zach for about 2.5 minutes, give or take. Then Chris ran off to get some reinforcements once Zach knows it was Aviva and Zach Varmitek costume in this whole time. Anyway. Chris suggested that Colin Spirit activate one of his strong aliens. Colin Spirit, "Isn't Warren the Werewolf strong enough?" Chris, "You do have a point. Plus, you did send video files to Aviva, and we all saw them." Colin Spirit, aka Warren the Werewolf, "You do have a point." Colin Spirit started howling while Chris and Martin was in his creature mutant form with his power. So anyway, Colin Spirit howled at the machine, which shut it down. While the machine was powered down, Chris, in his Komodo dragon suit, freed Little Howler, while Martin freed all the other creatures, which were sea creatures. After the day was saved, Zack announced, "Halloween is ruined." Meanwhile, in the ghost zone, in Walker's prison, Spectre, "Oh man, how do I get myself mixed into this stuff? Ugh, man, sometimes I hate my afterlife." Walker, "You must be Spirit, son." Spectre, "No, I'm Spectre. Can't you tell the difference? I have this voice, and if I... forget it. I'd rather rot in prison for the rest of my life." Walker, "Suit yourself, son." The box ghost, "What are you in here for?" Spectre, "None your business." Box ghost, "Beware!" Spectre, "Will you stop saying that?" Meanwhile, back in the Tortuga HQ, the Wild Kratts plus the Spirit Dazzle family had a Halloween party. And at the end of the Halloween party, Colin Spirit and his family, Spirit Dazzle, left for Bellwood, the hometown of Ben Tennyson. Anywho, they all said their goodbyes, and that is now the end of this Halloween fanfiction. Please enjoy. Alright, now it is time to dig. What should I dig? That's not 6 feet deep. Zombie! Ah! Wait. Come back. I'm a good zombie. Why do they keep running for me? That's just considered rude. Come back!